And good evening, everyone. We have a winter weather advisory that is in effect now, and it'll stay up all the way until 7 o'clock this Sunday evening. But it's mostly just for southernmost New England. So you can see all of Rhode Island is enveloped in it, and across southern Connecticut and southeastern Mass. And that's where the steadiest snowfall will be occurring. In fact, right now we're just beginning to get the first flakes here in Providence. Steadier light snow has begun down across Washington County. Areas from Westerly over to Narragansett and South Kingstown are getting some light snow, and over to New Bedford and towards Plymouth as well. But as you're off to the north, it's just a little bit of fragment of flurry activity that's taking place, but everybody's going to kind of fill in, especially south of the Mass Pike, in the next hour or two. But notice our temperatures. They're still in the mid-30s, so what does begin to fall is simply just going to melt on the pavements, anything that's untreated especially. But with treatment down, then it'll take a little longer for anything to start to stick on the roadways. But as we get to about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, things will be certainly getting slippery pretty much everywhere. Notice off to the west, though, back through the Great Lakes, these temperatures are getting really cold, and this air mass is coming in for Monday. Again, it's going to kind of be a one-day shot of the Arctic air that we're going to have to deal with. So let's break it down on the weather map, show you what's going on. This is the storm centered over the D.C. area that we're going to be contending with for the next 12 hours. Really, it's a fast-moving event, and you can see as it goes past the Cape and the islands, it's going to strengthen and become a bigger storm out in the ocean. Too little too late, though, but we could still have some after effects in terms of ocean effect snow showers continuing on the outer Cape right into tomorrow evening, while the rest of us are pretty much done by midday, early afternoon hours. But as it goes by, the winds begin to pick up and colder air starts to come down, and that's going to be our lot for Monday. Windy and, yeah, just a bitterly cold day. So here's a close-up look. All right, so as we go through the overnight hours, you can see how steady light snow envelops the region. These darker blues, these are more indicative of a ½ inch per hour snowfall rate, perhaps encroaching an inch per hour snowfall rate as we get towards daybreak, anywhere between 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll see that down here. It's just lighter snows off to the north, and notice north of the Pike, north of Worcester, it's not much at all, and then they're not really going to have much of an accumulation, just some slippery spots. So really, we'll see it all playing out as we go into the late morning hours. Things start winding down towards the early afternoon, and we'll be seeing, again, the last little bits right around 1 o'clock. So if you're going to the game up in Foxborough, yeah, you'll still see a little bit of snow just as it's getting underway, but as we move through the course of the afternoon, we're drying out. The exception being the Cape, and you can see the outer band still affecting the outer Cape. But our temperatures start to drop. And as we go into Monday morning, yeah, we're going to wake up with temperatures in the teens. It'll be feeling colder. I'll show you that in a minute. And it doesn't get much better during the afternoon with some clouds mixing in with the sunshine. Highs only in the mid-20s across the region. But let's talk snowfall amounts. Right now, this is what I'm expecting. Basically, the northern part of the state, Burrowville, over to Woonsocket, Cumberland, Pawtucket. It's about an inch or two that we're going to be seeing. Same story as you get up towards Worcester and over towards Boston. So it's this entire area looking at 1 to 2 inches. Go up to northern Massachusetts, it's less than an inch. All right, so we come down here, and the steadiest snowfall is going to produce the most amount of snow along the south coastal areas. We're talking Westerly, Hopkinton, even into Exeter, and over to North Kingstown, and through Middletown, and over to Little Compton and Tiverton and New Bedford. 3, 4 inches is what I'm expecting there. And as you get to the outer Cape, we could be seeing that 5th, maybe a 6th inch as a result of additional snow going into the afternoon. Here's a computer model, kind of showing you the breakdown timeline-wise. See how it plays out. See, by 6 o'clock in the morning, we're looking at about 1 to 2 inches across the region that'll be on the ground. As we go towards the lunchtime hour, we're going to add an additional inch between 6 a.m. and noontime, and then just a little bit extra, 1/4 to a ½ inch for the early afternoon by the time it's all said and done. So you can see these numbers are pretty much lining up with that snow map that I just showed you. All right, now let's talk about after the storm. As I said, the winds get rather gusty, 25, 30 miles per hour, lasting all day on Monday. That means we wake up Monday morning with the wind chill feeling like it's down near 0 to start the day. Be ready for that, heading off to work or to school, and it continues to feel like it's in the teens for the afternoon. But again, that's the one-day shot. Here we go. We start a little bit of a warming trend after that. Tuesday, we're into the low 30s, good deal of sunshine. Plenty of sunshine Wednesday and Thursday. Look at this. All right, Wednesday, we're in the low 40s. Thursday and Friday, upper 40s, maybe 50 degrees in a couple of spots. Oh, that'd be nice, huh? And there will be some rain finally coming in on Friday. That's your latest forecast.